Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Fildi Hellen. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment below. And if you are a return subscriber, thank you for always coming back to support me. So in today's video, we are going to talk about choosing the right course of study here in Morocco. And yeah, like before choosing actually the course that you really want to study here in Morocco, like back home, before making that decision, there are some tips, like let's say like 5 tips that I really want you guys to write down or to think through before choosing that course or applying to that university here in Morocco. So guys, let's dive into the tips in details. Your first tip is the importance of choosing the right course of study. As we all know, there is this thing with African parents. If you are coming to study and you're not studying medicine, law or engineering, they consider you to be like a failure or a disgrace to the family. Trust me, that thing is not true, guys. What I want to tell you is that when you're choosing a course or when you're applying for this scholarship, you really have to put yourself first. You have to consider like the importance. You have to really sit down with yourself and think about the reasons why you want to do that specific course. For example, if you really want to do medicine, how is that medicine going to be important to you as a gentleman or as a lady? How is that medicine going to change your society around you? And are you really willing to sacrifice that six years or 7 years of studies to become a medical doctor? Like those are the things that you really have to consider. Like it's very important when you're choosing a specific course of study. You should not really listen to people or maybe your family. For example, if you want to do a business, you want to come and study business, and then they want you to come and do medicine. Like sometimes I feel like you really don't have to listen to them when it comes to choosing a course of study, because it's not them that are going to be going to the school. You'll be the one to study, you'll be the one to do the exams. So when it comes to really choosing that course, you really have to consider the importance. Like, how is that thing really important to you? You don't want to come to Morocco and then you start disturbing MC up and down, changing from one course to the other because maybe you found the system of studies here in Morocco is different. It's not maybe like the ones that you've been having back home or in the country that you are. So if you really want to do medicine, let's say for example, if you really want to do medicine and you know like you really want to become a doctor, then you should go for medicine. I'm not trying to tell you guys that you should not listen to your parents. It's always good to respect your mother and your father, and it's always good like to listen to them, you understand? Even the Bible says that you should respect your parents. I'm just like trying to share my opinion when it comes to the importance of choosing the right course. You really don't want to come and then spend years and years here in Morocco studying that course, yet you know very well that's not what you really wanted to do from start, but your parents influenced you to do it because okay, they want to have a doctor in the family. I'm not saying that it's really bad to have a doctor in the family, but when it comes to choosing this course of study, it's very important that you have to sit down by yourself and think of the importance that thing is going to bring to you as an individual, you understand? The second tip is the factors to consider when choosing that course, you understand, or when making that decision of choosing that course. And number one can be your time, like how long is that course going to take for me to finish, or maybe your interest, what are your interests in this course? And then also the methods, like the ways of teaching. You really, if you're coming to study in Morocco, you really have to know like the ways of teaching here in Morocco, because it tends to get very hard when you're studying in faculty, among others, you understand? It gets very hard. So you really have to sit down by yourself and then make make that decision of choosing that course, and also consider all these factors. You're really willing to study like for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, maybe doing engineering course or medicine, or maybe even doing law, because we all know that here in Morocco they teach in French, so you also have to consider the fact that okay, it's not English that you're going to come and study in, you're coming to study in French. Are you really ready to take that time, like to take that time and study in French and pass all your courses and everything? Because guys, let me tell you something. Here in Morocco, there are some people that came since 2014, 2015. They are still in first year or first semester because things are really hard. They do not like consider that. They do not like consider the factors of studying in a foreign country where English is not the first language. You get, it gets very hard. Their system is very hard. And here in Morocco, most of the times, like the way people pass here in Morocco, even Moroccans themselves, is through cramming. You really have to cram like a polycop. It can be like 100 pages and all that. You really have to cram that, and you don't know where they're going to set the exams from. So you really also have to consider that thing. And also before applying to a Moroccan scholarship, you also have to speak to people who are already here in Morocco, like myself, or you can you can refer someone to my YouTube channel. You can speak to them and then you ask them how studies here in Morocco is. And then you will find some people who are really honest. They will tell you the truth. They will be like, it's very hard, but then if you are determined, you can pass. You understand? It's all about determination, and also, are you really willing to sacrifice that long period of time to study a specific course? Guys, another factor to consider is also like the job market. Like after finishing that course that you really want to study and you've already applied, are you sure that you will get a job immediately when you finish with school? You also have to consider such things, guys. Only like jumping or rushing into doing a course, and then when they give it to you, you come here and then the next thing you're not able to do the course, like, or you're not able to go to school because things are very hard. You understand? Those are the things that you really have to note down and think through before like maybe choosing a course or applying for that course. You understand? The tip number 3 is researching different courses and universities. Guys, one thing that I really want you guys to take very serious is before you apply for the scholarship or before you come to Morocco as you've already applied for the scholarship, you really have to do some research concerning maybe courses or universities here in Morocco in particular, because you are coming to Morocco, right? You have to search. For example, if you're coming to study engineering, you know engineering is a very broad, like it's a very broad course. There are maybe civil engineering, electrical engineering, there is mechanical engineering. Like you really have to search all these things and then know which one is really good for you. And then it's really not a must that you have to take 4 years, 5 years studying that course. They also have institutions or vocational like training centers where you can actually take that engineering course. For example, if you want to study civil engineering, you can take that course for 2 years highest. They will teach you like they will teach you the skills that you really need, like to just after finishing your course you can straight go and find a job with it. Or if you want to upgrade later, it can only take you 1 year instead of studying for 4 years, 5 years doing the same thing. So you really have to search about also the universities, the colleges, the institutions that are here in Morocco. And so yeah guys, before you come here, before you apply for the course, make sure that you do your research. Make sure you search the universities that you really want to study in, and make sure that you understand their system or the way they teach here in Morocco, because you really don't want to come and get stuck and change from one course to the other. You understand? So the 4th tip is seeking advice from mentors, counselors, or professionals. So guys, when it comes to this factor or tip, it's really important, as I was saying, before you come to Morocco or before you apply for a course, you really have to speak to someone. You can speak to your teacher, like from your secondary school, or you can speak to your parents, you understand? You really have to sit them down and tell them that, okay, I'm going to school, I'm going to university, and I want to do this course. They should not force you into doing something that you don't want to do. It should be you and you only. So you have to sit them down and ask them that, okay, I want to, like, let's say for example, I want to study IT. What do you guys think? Then they will direct you, or they will guide you into maybe why you have to study IT and how it's going to help you in the future. Or also, if you study this IT, do you think you'll get a job? Like, you really have to sit down and ask for advice. Saying ask for advice. I'm not telling you that they should force you to do something that you don't want to do. You understand? Sometimes someone can advise you. You can either take the advice or leave it. It's not compulsory that you really have to take an advice from someone and you have to apply it to your life. You understand? So that's one thing. As for me, as I was still telling you, that when I came here to Morocco, I found it very hard, like, to study the course that they gave me. And it was very hard, and I couldn't like cope up with the fact that it was in a faculty and people were very many in class. You understand? And being the only black person in that classroom, or like, I found it very hard, like, to cope. So I had to ask a friend who was studying in a vocational school here in Morocco, and then he advised me. He told me the importance of studying in a vocational school and how it's going to help me and how it's going to help the community or my country. So I actually took his advice, and then I had to change my course. You understand? So that's how I ended up being like in a vocational school here in Morocco. And I swear to God, guys, I don't regret that action. I don't regret like me following his advice. Like, I'm really grateful that God had to bring him to my life, and then I spoke to him, and then he had to give me this advice. Guys, let's go through the tips that I just said. The first one is the importance of choosing that right course of study, and then the second one is factors. There are some factors that you really have to consider when choosing a course. And then the third one is do your research. Check things about studying in Morocco, the courses of studies, the universities, and compare them, the rankings and everything. And also the fourth one is seek advice from someone that is here in Morocco, or your professors back home, or from your family members. We've come to the end of today's video. I hope it was helpful to you guys, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends, because it helps me and it motivates me to do more videos. And I'll continue to share my ideas and the lessons and the mistakes that I did or that I've learned here in Morocco with you guys. So see you in my next video.